Coffee. Hello, my name is Tim Black. Welcome to Coffee with Tim Black. I don't have my coffee right now, but what I do have is a chest full of disgust. For a lot of reasons. Let me break them down to you. First of all, what's going on in Charlotte, North Carolina right now? What's going on is a boiling over of frustration on behalf of citizens. And you shouldn't be surprised at this. Because Keith Scott, we want to know what happened and the police won't release the footage, and this creates more and more animosity. Second thing, I do not support violence against anyone, particularly innocent bystanders, all right? So I shouldn't have to say that, but I got to say that, right? Because there are people right now who are looking at this situation as an opportunity for them to make a name for themselves by saying that black people want to kill white people. There's some frustration out there, some anger out there, and they're seeing you as connected to a system that has been oppressing them for years. But what happens one day does not negate or does not take all of the focus off of what has been happening across this country for so many years. It's ridiculous. Just like Ferguson, just like Baltimore, these people have been over-policed by the state for years. Instead of addressing that issue, we sweep it under the rug. Once again, it's not right to drag an innocent person out of his car and beat him because he's white. It's also not right to drag a black man out of his car and shoot him, or to shoot a kid running from you. Neither one of these things are right. You understand? Are you getting that? See, depending on what news source you turn to, you're going to get different sides of the story. Some people are going to tell you this is a peaceful protest, and they're right. Because portions of it were peaceful. I've been at protests. It was peaceful. But there is always the other side of the coin where things get violent or can get violent. There's always the air of anything can happen. So on some channels, they're just showing you the violence. But this is about more than that. Can we ask why? Can we ask what caused it? Not just this one incident, but what has caused this perpetual frustration with police? Folks, I want you to know we need to be a little bit more critical in our thinking about this whole situation, because unless we start putting some checks and balances in how we police and how we oversee what the police are doing, we're going to keep coming back to the same place. Listen, about the property that's being destroyed, man, I want you to know I don't co-sign that either. That should go without saying. But one thing that really bothers me is all these people upset about a Walmart getting looted. Walmart could send millions of jobs by baking products in China and taking products out of America, out of being manufactured here locally. And you say nothing. They can get millions of dollars in subsidies. You say nothing and you sleep like a baby. But let some kids, some young people break into a Walmart and loot it. Oh my God, you ready to go load up your shotgun and go to Charlotte, huh? They broke into NASCAR. This is something I know, and I'm not saying this justifies anything they're doing, because I'll be the first one to tell you your life is more valuable than some stupid shoes or a shirt or a piece of or electronics or whatever, a TV that you could come up on. But I'm going to tell you this, and this is what I do know. People who are doing well or people who have money would never risk their life for these types of things, would never risk their freedom for petty goods. And the fact that these people are willing to do that, that tells you a little something about the level of poverty, frustration, and lack of opportunity in that area. Now, you may disagree with it because you don't live in those conditions. But I got a feeling some people know what I'm talking about. If this was a third world country and they broke into a store, you would understand. You'd be like, well, they poor. But for some reason, when we do it, when not we, but you know, but when it happens in America, you don't understand it. You go, oh, they're just horrible people. But you would get it if it was Zimbabwe. You would understand if it was in Croatia. Not that those are third world. You get my point, don't you? I hope you do. Well, look, guys, I have a lot of passion about this story. I would like to talk about it more tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My guest will be Jacqueline Lukeman. We will discuss this from a progressive standpoint. We will get to the bottom of it. We will leave no stone unturned. But this, I want you to know this, man. Know this, ladies and gentlemen, my folks, my people. Until we start seeing each other as extensions of one another, and until we see each other as human beings first and race last, we will never, ever get to the bottom of this and solve it. And until we hold police accountable the same way you want to hold these people accountable. You want justice, right? So do the people who are upset. Keith Scott, I'd like to know what happened. I want the footage released. I'm Tim Black. I'll see you next time. Go to timblacktv.com. And to my friends going to the North Carolina area, which one of my friends is going soon, I want you to be safe. Be careful. And if your car gets surrounded, you know where your gas pedal is. Peace.
Coffee with Tim Black.